Greetings, ghouls, and welcome back to another talk about horror television. Tonight we're taking a look at an angsty episode of Night Visions titled My So-Called Life and Death. Let's get right into it. We start off with our main character, Julia, hanging outside the summer home her family recently purchased, where she feels isolated and desperately bored. Her horribly behaved pyromaniac brother Brian is setting a pile of leaves on fire. Their mother comes out and extinguishes the flames with a hose, but we learn that this is at least the third or fourth time he's been told not to start fires. The bad child isn't learning. Julia suspects that it's on purpose. We also learn that Julia's family has a pretty annoying dynamic to them. The little brother is problematic to say the least, and the mom favors him by a mile. So yeah, what could possibly go wrong? Julia is not a happy teenager, but one thing that does excite her is the handsome handyman that works around the house. She gets butterflies every single time she sees him. The only thing though is he doesn't ever notice her. Very sad. So we go get another glimpse into the not great home lives we got here. The mom yells a lot and she lays into the dad, who seems pretty blasted off the hooch. Julia spots the pretty handyman mowing the grass and she wants to go ask him if he would like something to drink. Her mother stops her and tells her no way and gets her to sit down. Later on, Julia takes a walk down to the lake to spy on her man. We learn that he never talks to anyone, and Julia thinks maybe he just doesn't like to talk. But right now, Julia is tired of silence. She unbuttons her blouse a notch or two and gets closer. She calls out to him and he doesn't answer or notice her at all. But when he's finished working, he walks right through her and then disappears, vanishes into thin air. Wowee, that's a cool trick. So I guess he's some kind of ghost, my ghouls. So Julia goes inside to tell her family, and her entire family says there's no such thing as ghosts. They take it a step further and tell her that she's lying for attention. Jeez.
Daddy, I want to go down to the water and throw rocks at the seagulls.
In a minute. You shouldn't hurt animals.
Why?
This kid is an animal. Later that evening, the house is quiet. Julia talks to her voice recorder about her ghostly boyfriend, and the next thing we know, he's in the room with her. He's nailing something, but it's in a different dimension or something because we don't see it. She starts asking him questions and he doesn't answer. Finally, he nails his finger and he makes eye contact with her. He looks at her and doesn't say anything.
You can see me. I've waited so long for you to notice me. Wait, where are you going?
Ouch. Rejected by a ghost. No one wants that. So she's sobbing on the floor, coping with her loss. She's wondering why she was rejected. She thinks that it's because she so desperately wants to communicate with him that he can see her in the first place, and she's going to stop at nothing to get her a ghost. So while she's looking for a ghost, the bastard child boy uses a bent-up fork to break into her room and steal the voice recorder she uses all the time to record her angsty but valid thoughts. Her family sits around and listens to it, which is pretty shit if you ask me. This girl has no friggin' privacy with their family breathing down her neck all the time. So it escalates even further, and Julia gets locked in her room. Her mom steps out to the most breathtaking balcony I've seen in a long time. Meanwhile, her daughter is still horned up for a ghost and looking for a way to get out of her locked room and get her some ghost time. She uses the bent up fork to get out and then locks her bastard brother in a linen closet before running outside to see Mr. Handsome. We see him washing his truck, and for her it's hardly visible, but she concentrates very hard and eventually the Durango appears. She gets inside the truck with him and they drive off. They're off for a ride. He pulls out a suspicious looking cigarillo. A funny cigarillo, perhaps. This is about the time she touches his face. It scares him so bad this happens.
Get away! Why don't you leave me alone? I didn't do anything to you! You did it to yourselves! You want the house back? Fine! It's yours! Just leave me alone, please! What's wrong with you people? Can't you get it through your thick heads? All I want is be left alone!
What a wild, wild ending, right? I can't with this one. The little horrible rat bastard child burnt down the house. And look how scary poor Julia looks. She was burnt to smithereens. Julia knows the truth now. The handsome man isn't the ghost. Herself and her family are the ghosts, and they're haunting him. They remain in the house because they collectively tell themselves and believe in the fact that there is no such thing as ghosts. Everything goes back to normal and the family is back on their permanent summer vacation together. So what did you think of this one, ghouls? It checked nearly all the boxes for me, so I'll happily rate this one a 9.1 out of 10 for the series Night Visions. I really didn't see that ending coming. I think I started this one a few times without finishing it for whatever reason, so I was shook when I saw where they went with this one. I enjoyed this big time. It was a bit of a slow burn throughout the episode, but the ending I think really made up for it. I thought the protagonist was really well acted. My only gripe was the mom was one-dimensionally bitchy. The dad was also dull, but he had way less of a role in this one. He was just shithouse the whole time, so I guess that's why the mom was so upset. The brother, dear God, what a terror. Kids and fire are they're just hardly ever a good combination. And this kid in the episode was devilishly into it, which is horrifying to say the least. The direction and writing were spot on here, and I was very impressed with the production overall. Everyone did great work, which I'm not shocked by at all at this point, as I love this show to death. The locations used here were wonderful, and I think I'll release a new video every day until I can afford a waterfront vacation home. To have a balcony view like that one is heavenly. I plan to upload a bunch this week, so if you're a diehard spooky creepy viewer, remember to subscribe and press the bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. I'd like to thank my sweet patrons for making today's video possible. For just a few bucks per month, you can help keep this channel going strong. It's very kind of you all. Thanks so much. Let me know what your thoughts are on this episode in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. Until next time, ghouls, be well and stay spooky.